Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the GW Panther, GW Panther, the Tier 7 German SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Cliff, and it's under the command of Angelina75, and this is her first submission for this week's contest against Talon. Game on. 2 marks of excellence on the barrel. Yep, Angelina certainly has played her GW Panther a lot, and she likes it. One of the ways to actually maximise the firepower of this Arty is to keep aiming at a new target immediately after you fire to make sure that you've got you're ready when the shell is loaded. Angelina's got a reload time of 20.97. The book time is 25.89. And she's doing what I normally do, which is aiming at the road that leads up to the top, to the lighthouse. Because an enemy light tank generally tries to get up there as quickly as they can. But look at this, one of the enemy Artys has been spotted, and he's making a move towards the cliff edge, finding a firing position. We've lost sight of him. Well, that's awkward, that. Because we were about to put him out of the game, but sadly, I'm afraid we don't know where he is now. Okay, what we do know is that that T-34-85 is the new target. She's indicated him, marked him. She's leading the target, rounds out, and well, it's close. And we just saw the tracer coming from where the M44 used to be, and it looks like he's actually moved a little closer back to the sniper position. Okay, we've got a BZ-58 trying to make his way around the coast routes. T-34-85 is keeping him interested. And that one landed directly behind him and stuns him. But I don't think that's going to stop our T-34-85 from dying because he's very low on juice. In the meantime, their T-34-85 is trying to get up the cliff. Yes, our T-34-85M did die. Rounds out on the T-34-85 on the enemy team. Again, she hits him, stuns him. He gets rid of the stun straight away, trying to avoid being hit. He's in a bit of a precarious position being there because obviously he's vulnerable to Arty. But of course he is spotting the enemy team and taking the occasional pot shot. She's loaded, ready to go. Rounds out. Here we go. And that hit him, direct hit on his front. Tracked him, she earned 221 hit points. Changing position just slightly. It throws the enemy off. And of course, the closer you get, or the further north you get from that position, the better the angle on hitting enemy tanks whilst they're trying to get up the cliff. Okay. Well, that 59-16 died fairly quickly. And I think the T-34-85 thought, well, no, I'm not sticking around. Oh! And unfortunately, the shell hit the columns that are in that area. So she didn't get a shell up his rear just as he was escaping. She's having a quick look for the tracer coming from the M44. He is in this general vicinity. I think he's just behind that tree, actually. Not the, there's the 555C. We might see his tracer coming out very shortly. Rounds out. Direct hit, wipes him out. Nice kill. A good clean kill there, right into his side. It's a 15cm howitzer, capable of 600 alpha, penetrating 39mm of armor. The historical name for the GW Panther was actually the Gorilla 12-5, and it was going to be used with the 128mm gun instead of the 15cm gun it was eventually armed with. Krupp's made some models to show Hitler, but I'm afraid Hitler had another use for the Panther. He wanted Panther tanks. They were much better than the Allied tanks at the time. Of course, they had the high-velocity 75mm gun, which could just about penetrate any Allied tank. And it took the Allies a little while to work out how to actually wipe out Panther tanks effectively. That Jag Panther's making a quick route towards the Western Pass. Well, it was close, yeah, but 5 hit points only. Oh, now the Lorraine 15550 has been spotted. It's a tier 7 game. That's a tier 7 Arty. She's almost loaded. Here we go. Rounds out. He's still there. He's dead. She got him. So a direct hit takes out gives her a blind kill. And now we're facing the KV3, who's trying to shoot at our Type 64 as he goes up the cliff road, and he is taking damage. Of course, he's got the 122mm gun. Rounds out on him. Direct hit on his engine deck. 211 hit points from that one. Meanwhile, we've got another T-3485. In fact, I think that's the same one she hit earlier in the game. Looks like he's trying to shoot at our Type 64 and Type 58 right up on top of the hill. Okay, Angelina's going to put another round into that KV3. She anticipates where he's going. Unfortunately, it landed short, and she only got a bit of a splash there. Oh, she did get some stun assist, though. Okay, the T-3485 is a one-shot. Oh, and he's gone just like that. Okay, so we're facing now a couple of enemy tanks over the other side, the M6 and the T-29. The M6 is a one-shot, rounds out, and he's out the game. Nicely played. That's her second kill of the game. And now she's going to put a round near a Firefly 5C. It's the same one she fired at earlier when she was firing at the GW Panther. And they passed each other. And I think he'll probably expire with this shot as well. Rounds out. And he does. Third kill. Okay, so we've got two tanks here. The GW Panther, the same one she fired at earlier, has now taken up residence in this area. And that was an armor-piercing round that came from our fellow Arty in this game, who was an M44. Rounds out the T-25 too, and he's gone. 4 kills now for Angelina. She's racking up the damage. This is really good work. There's only 5 enemies left. Now, one of those is the M44 that we saw right at the start of the game. And as I said, I think he's in position A5, just next to the sniper sets. Lovely shot. That hit the engine deck of the T-29. It's the KV3 she fired at earlier, and it looks like the M44 is firing armor-piercing rounds because there's no explosion when they're landing. Angelina marks the target. She's loaded. Rounds out. A lovely hit there for 105. He's gone. The kill shot went to the Type 58, who's up on top of the hill next to the lighthouse. We're now going back to the T-29. You see how she's moving from one target to the next, making maximum efficiency of her gun. The moment she's loaded, she's ready to fire at a new target. And that was another armor-piercing round from the M44, who must have been put onto a vessel or something to kill enemy tanks with armor-piercing rounds. It seems that's all he's firing. Mind you, he is getting some damage with them. Okay, Angelina's going to put a round into that T-29. It could be a kill shot. It is! 5 kills! There are only 3 enemies left. Now, I'm pretty certain the M44 is actually behind that tree. That's where I think he is. Somebody marked the map there. I think he doubled back after he got spotted, and he's now moved behind the tree, but... well, the Wizzy 131 GFT is retreating from the Western Pass, being tracked by the T-29. Unfortunately, that will attract the attention of the Arty to fire at the T-29. There's no shot there. I'd go back to the M44. Angelina anticipating an enemy tank coming around that corner. She's checking. The VK3001P is moving up on that corner. If he does spot someone, Angelina will be able to get a quick shot in on that Wizzy 131G. There's only 3 enemies left. The BZ58, the Wizzy 131G, and the M44. But I'm pretty certain I know that M44 is actually behind that bush. It's a matter of deduction after a while. When you see the tracer coming out from that general direction, the logical place is that he's actually behind that bush. And now the Wizzy 131's gone up there as well. Oh, and he just took a hit. and he's decided to go down the hill quickly. Angelina's going to try and lay a shell in his path. Unfortunately, changed his course. And now that means there's only two left. The BZ58, who's on the cliff edge. And I think he might actually have gone over the cliff. You've noticed on the minimap, he's actually right over the edge. So he's either fallen off the edge, or he's on one of the ledges there. Okay, I'd fire at the bush. I think he's behind the bush. See, one of our teammates is firing in that general direction. Everyone's converging on that corner. Angelina's holding her fire just in case they spot them, and then she'll be able to get an accurate hit. But I think he's definitely behind that bush. Oh, he's not. He fooled me. The M44 was behind the other bush. Okay, so that just leaves the BZ58 who's somewhere off the cliff edge, just around about there. Angelina and the M44 headed towards the cap. If he is off the edge, then it's going to be very difficult to get at him, and they might as well start the cap. In fact, everybody appears to be starting the cap now, because there's no point going after the guy. The Type 58 and the T29 are going to have a look, but I think they can end this game fairly quickly. With 5 kills, it would be nice to get a Top Gun, but I'm not so sure that Angelina can do that, unless of course she drives all the way up there and then looks over the edge and fires a round shotgun into him. So I think they've decided they're going to end the game. And it's going to be over. Oh, no, somebody decapped. So they're giving the other guys a little more time to have a quick look. We need another reset, and they have both reset. Okay, so the T29 and the Type 58 are going to have a quick look. In the meantime, it's just the M44 in the cap area at the moment, I think. Or is it? No, it's the VK3001P who's in the cap, and the M44 now. Okay, Angelina's going to stay just outside the cap, I think. Oh, the BZ has been killed. Well, here's the end of battle stats, and that was a first-class tanker for Angelina75 in the GW Panther. She managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. She ended up with 5, just one short of getting a Top Gun, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits out of this one. She got 8, and her win 8 was pretty high, 2,531, which is Unicum standard. What I missed at the end of the game was that the T29 found the BZ58 hiding on a ledge, and he dived over the edge of the cliff, dislodged the BZ58, and they both died together in one big fireball. And that was the end of the game, and I missed that because I was concentrating on watching where Angelina was placing herself outside the cap, waiting for the result. Anyway, let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see the highest amount of damage in the game went to that T29. He got 2,825 hit points. He picked up a high caliber and a patrol duty in that game. Second highest damage was the KB3 on the enemy team with 2,057 hit points. And the third highest damage was the GW Panther of Angelina75 with 1,698, closely followed by the Type 64 on her team, who got a Confederate and 1,519. So Angelina got third highest damage. When it came to kills, though, she shared the top spot with the KV3 on the enemy team. They both managed to get 5 kills. That's 1/3 of the enemy team. The next highest was the Type 58 on Angelina's team with 3 kills, and 2 kills went to the T29 and also to the BZ58 or BZ58 and the Jag Panther, all got 2. When it came to base XP, it was the T29 who did the best. He got 1,266 out of that game. 1,012 went to the Type 64 because he did a lot of spotting. 1,083, and of course he got that Confederate and a win 8 of 3,288. And third highest base XP in the game went to Angelina with 990. Angelina fired 18 rounds in the game, 9 direct hits on the enemy, none of them penetrated, but she did get 18 splash, damage of 1,698 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Some of those direct hits that she scored Actually did wipe out the enemy tank completely. 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, 5 were killed, 1,115 hit points, a stun assist off 12 stuns. On a free-to-play account, she earned 25,503 credits for the game, and after ammunition resupply, took away 5,343 credits profit. 990 base XP, times 2 for the first victory, 1,980 experience points altogether. She says wreck 'em in this one. It certainly was wrecking a lot of enemy tanks with direct hits, and it certainly was paying off for Angelina. That's a very good score to start with. It's not going to make it easy for Talon to win this week's contest, because he's going to have to get a first class and a medal or an ace tanker if he wants to win. But seeing as Talon was able to up his game last week and win the contest, I suspect he might be able to do the same again, unless Angelina comes in with an ace tanker or a first class and a Confederate or something like that. So a good start to this week. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give the video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.